Everyone, welcome back to That's Not Bad. I'm Phil. Great to have you here. I'm a little bit sad today. The All Blacks lost to France in the opening match of the Rugby World Cup, so I'm just processing that. Not completely unexpected, but the nature in which we got dealt to was a bit of a concern. So, going to be a nervous few weeks ahead. Congratulations, France. Yeah, a bit sad, so I'm just going to move right along. Hopefully the Warriors come through in the NRL this evening. One of the requests that I need to catch up on, and apologies that it's taken so long to get to this one, this came through quite a wee while ago, from William, who lives in Glasgow. I get a lot of people from Glasgow. William, thank you, my friend. William has asked me to check out, it's called 17 Russian Fighter Jets Swarm Around HMS Duncan Early 18. So, without knowing a hell of a lot about, apart from the title, I'm pretty sure HMS Duncan is one of the Type 45 destroyers in the Royal Navy, and they are like the equivalent to the Aegis class that the Americans have, and I'm pretty sure possibly even closer to the new destroyers that the Australians have. Is it the Hobart class? The Type 45s are designed to protect the carriers from air attacks, so yeah, pretty sophisticated modern ships. So I believe, so this, yeah, it's obviously predating what's happening in that part of the world at the moment. I'm not even sure where the hell this is, so I can only presume this is somewhere near Ukraine or the Crimea or the Mediterranean. So yeah, we'll get into it, see what we got. Should be interesting.
With the speedboat still in the water, a plane suddenly appears on Duncan's radar. It might be Russian.
Our long-range radars are picking up air contact. The air team are trying to work out what type of aircraft that contact is and whether or not that contact poses any threat.
049 dropkick, 049!
Each shout means another plane has been detected.
It's interesting how they've had to obviously blur parts of those screens for security reasons.
073, stop back, 073!
Got a third suspect 3637. They're not conforming to air agents based on their movement. They're definitely military.
Just trying to see what part of the world their map is.
From Russian airspace and from a Russian point of origin.
Is that near
Russian fighter
Turkey?
jets are taking off from
What's that,
Crimea,
the eastern... Oh, there we go, okay.
and they're heading straight for Duncan.
Jesus
HMS
Christ.
Duncan is just 30 miles off the coast of Crimea, and
Okay,
Russian jets
okay.
are swarming.
Well, no
all
wonder
over
they're
the ship.
pissed. It's a show of force.
Flankers and defences now generally transiting north and into territorial airspace.
Green 170, about to pass overhead.
We've got fences flying around the force, passing about 200-300 feet height. 2 or 3 more aircraft one to the east.
But the crew need to find out why. Are they here to attack or
I
intimidate?
thought that'd be obvious. Oh, why they're there? Shit, I was going to say.
About 15 aircraft, a mix of different types, fighters and fighter bombers. Looks like it's the Russians defending Crimea.
He looks like a real cool customer. I'm presuming that was the captain or one of the senior members. He looked like a captain. But Jesus Christ, so this is real life, and you can just imagine how tense it must be on that vessel. And these guys and girls are obviously trained exceptionally well, but that's a lot of aircraft to send out and make a point or wave the Russian flag in that part of the world. But you must be thinking, Jesus Christ, you know, has someone given an order, or are they just going to come and test us out and measure our defences and capabilities? That's unreal.
The
And
Commodore
you wonder
suspects the
if
jets
that-
are here because the Russians don't want Duncan to move any closer to Crimea.
Now, if that vessel went to that part of the world now, what would the response be, I
What they
wonder,
don't know is how
in 2023?
This is NATO warship Delta 37.
Flight controller Matt Rayside issues a warning to the Russian pilots. The jets are coming too close to Duncan's radar, which is so powerful it could harm their electronics and cause them to crash.
Shit! Really?
Request to remain outside 2 miles.
So it's not a case of, hey, we're gonna... It's not a case of the threat being the weapons of the ship. It's the radar so powerful it's going to hurt the pilots or the aircraft. Christ, has that always? That can't have always been the case for naval vessels. Is it the? I don't know the technology. What's the radar types where there's like a big panel on the side of the ship and it's just broadcasting or beaming out, as opposed to the ones that go round and round? That's me and my very simplistic way of putting it. But those are the radars that control the missiles in the radar and the surveillance, right? They must put out a huge amount of power to pose a threat. Well, they've got to tell these guys, hey, shit, you get too close, you might get fried. Bloody hell.
We had a response from one side, but it was garbled. We repeated it and there's no response, but assessment is they are hearing.
So what we're doing at the moment is tracking them, reading the appropriate approach warnings with regards to our high-power radar, and making sure that they understand that we're able to track the whole.
They've blown out that dude's face.
I need to.
Wow, man.
Good luck, guys.
One of the Russian pilots has sent Duncan a farewell message.
When they say good luck, they're going to come back.
I imagine that good luck was post their display of air power, saying good luck in the future, or good luck defeating us with this many aircraft airborne. So
They had 17 aircraft. We've got 48 missiles. I think we're going to win that one.
Very useful. Very useful to see.
Okay, 2 listen in, 1 ear up. Commodore wishes to address you all.
Right, Duncan, an amazing job there. You are probably the only maritime asset that has seen a raid of that magnitude in the last 25 years. The way you dealt with it was exceptional. Very, very well done. Be ready for them to come back. Last and best. Thanks very much.
Last and best. Yes, sir.
In the end, we had 16 or 17 Russian aircraft lifting, which is nothing we've ever seen before, and as far as we're aware, nothing that a British ship or a NATO ship has ever seen. They did a couple of low flybys, and the closest one we had was about 200 yards off the beam.
We'll spend months looking at pictures and videos of these jets, and then to have them flying, 200 feet down the side of the bridge wing, if we were in a wartime
Shit, man, look at that.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be terrifying.
When you see that much activity, I think it reinforces the nature of what people expect at the moment, and why there is a challenge from Russia at the moment.
To me, it felt unprecedented, and the Commodore did say he thought it was unprecedented in terms of the scale. What I can tell you is that
That guy's a Commodore.
there were more aircraft than we have seen in a long time.
Holy shit. That's, I mean, yeah, that's amazing. And just looking at the technology on the vessel, I mean, it's, I guess, as you would expect, it's all, I hate using the word Windows based, but, I remember seeing footage of the Falklands War, for example, and, granted that's over 40 years ago now, but just the modern technology in these sorts of newer vessels. But one thing I picked up on, he said, there's 17 aircraft and we've got 48 missiles. Now, don't the American and Chinese ships have more than that as standard for air defense missiles or anti-aircraft missiles? Because you would think, well, this is just me hypothesizing here, but if that vessel were in a Russian area or near a Chinese area of interest, in theory, if they wanted to sink the ship, they could sink it because they would just overwhelm it and chew through its ammunition. But I guess it's unlikely that that ship's going to be out there on its own, right? It's going to be part of a task force with a couple of other ships and a carrier and probably a submarine lurking around as well. So maybe that context isn't particularly relevant, but I would have thought there'd be more missiles on that ship. But that's just me. But William, mate, that was most interesting, and it looks like there is a bit of interest in there around these sort of military documentaries, which is quite cool. Quite a contrast to sports and comedy. But that was most interesting, and I just picking up on the tension there for a few minutes. It was like, fuck, you know, that's real world. It ain't no simulation. So, William, thank you, my man. That was not too bad at all. That was interesting to watch. Wherever you are in the world, stay safe. Take care. We'll see you next time. Cheers.